Hello everyone, welcome to Invader's Weather and News on Invader's Weather and News, Invader's Weather Center tracking this dangerous and potentially catastrophic Hurricane Ida. We have the latest news and weather details here on FS Rick News. I am your Invader. Thank you for joining us on this August 28th, 2021 update on Hurricane Ida as a potentially dangerous hurricane is nearing the coast of Louisiana and parts of the coast of Mississippi, as there are hurricane warnings and tropical storm warnings. Here is the latest news we have for you. Hurricane Ida is a Category 1 hurricane right now, quickly intensifying. Ida expected to begin rapidly intensifying soon. Preparations to protect life and property should be rushed to completion today in the warning area along the northern Gulf Coast. So, let's load up the hurricane warnings we have now. If you're in a storm surge warning, hurricane warning here, please have your plans ready here. You should have your plans ready, and people on the path of these hurricane warnings should also be aware of if you're in the hurricane warning area. So please be aware of what's going to happen today. Happen tomorrow, and know your hurricane evacuation zones. And this is a lucky day for everyone. This is a lucky day because this is a day that was not going to be lucky for tomorrow, but this is a good day to get your plans ready. You only have one more day into this hurricane nears New Orleans. By the time it gets really close, it's gonna be bad. This is gonna be rapidly intensifying soon, so please have a plan ready. And if you live along the Gulf Coast in the hurricane warning area near New Orleans or any of those, please evacuate now. There's a state of emergency going on for Louisiana, and if you live along this hurricane warning here, I repeat, if you live along this hurricane warning area, this red is the hurricane warning area. If you live along this area, please have a plan ready and please evacuate soon. You need to evacuate if you're in this, especially if you live along the Gulf Coast. If you know you live on the Gulf Coast of Louisiana, or if you know anyone who lives in that area, tell them to evacuate immediately. Tell them to evacuate immediately, because there's an evacuation, mandatory evacuations along the Gulf Coast now. There's if you can't evacuate, please evacuate it. But if you can evacuate, and please heed the warnings from local officials. And there's a state of emergency in effect right now. And here's the storm surge warnings and watches in it. And if you're along the storm surge warning area, please be aware of storm surge. And especially if you're in this area, you should evacuate. Along the Gulf Coast and inland, should evacuate. With the wind threat here, with Hurricane Ida here, if you're in this purple here, that's going to be a concern for the people and path of this. And the storm surge threat is really concerning. This purple is not good. The flooding threat is also a concern. If you're in the purple, you can see potential for extreme flooding rain here. The red is potential for major flooding rain. The orange is potential for moderate flooding rain. The tornado threat will be potential for a few tornadoes. Then there's a flash flood watch in some areas. Yeah. So it's best to get your plan ready soon, because this is no joke. This is a serious concern that people should be watching. And there's Tropical Depression 10 here that has formed, as we knew. And I knew this would happen. Hurricane Ida will be a Category 4 hurricane, which we said yesterday, and now it's going to rapidly intensify to a Category 3 soon. It's going to be a major hurricane in the next few hours today, and this is a monster hurricane heading for Louisiana, and this is going to be very ugly. There's already we got some hurricane recon missions going on into Ida. We're just quickly getting information right now, as you can see. And Hurricane Ida is strengthening. This hurricane is going to be bad. And you can see there's an eye wall trying to form. You see the satellite imagery? You see that right there? You see that there's an eye wall trying to form in Hurricane Ida right now. This means this hurricane is starting to intensify more and more stronger as it moves into the Gulf of Mexico. Look at that. There's an eye wall right there. You just saw that eye wall. Let me sit there. You see that eye wall right there? That means this hurricane is starting to be a major hurricane now. This hurricane, the next advisory, we're going to see a major hurricane soon. That's not a good sign. Low plus hurricane models are not good too, because now the path is still the same. Louisiana to be hit. Dangerous hurricane heading for Louisiana. It's going to be, and when it makes landfall tomorrow is August 29th, which is the same day as landfall of Hurricane Katrina. If you remember, August 29, 2005, it was the anniversary of Hurricane Katrina's landfall towards New Orleans, and that's gonna and Hurricane Ida is making landfall tomorrow on the same day as Hurricane Katrina made landfall, which could be a nightmare. And no one wants to see a hurricane on a Hurricane Katrina landfall. So the model and testing guidance are now showing, models are still saying a major hurricane is possible. The Category 4 is, but now you can see the Category 4 is not being ruled out in this testing model testing guidance, but Category 4 is still possible. So that's something we have to watch and monitor closely, because when Hurricane Ida makes landfall, the pressure will drop dramatically, and it's gonna be one storm that nobody wants to encounter. Now that rain and moisture moves, this is a hurricane people should be evacuating from now. Look at this. Precipitation rates are high here. Look at that rainfall rate. Now, in this yellowish area, New Orleans here, I'm expecting up to 20 inches of rain possible. 20 inches of rain, maybe up to 24 inches of rain, just in that yellow area. Along this orange and red area, maybe up to 10 or 14 inches of rain, maybe up to 7 or 8 inches in that reddish yellow orange. The purple area could see up to 5.5 inches, 5 inches, or 4 inches of rain. So this is a concern for New Orleans, parts of the New Orleans area here, and people in the path of this Gulf Coast, Louisiana. They're gonna see something they don't want to hear. And people are still recovering from Hurricane Ida. And this hurricane is coming. It's gonna be strong. The pressure is gonna 944 millibars. That's about a Category 4, a dangerous hurricane, where this hurricane could be catastrophic. No one wants to hear that. Nobody. The humidity with this hurricane is very strong, actually. And let's look at the satellite imagery here. The satellite imagery is also concerning. This is at 8 a.m. August 28th. At 2 p.m. it's going to look like a major hurricane calling for Louisiana. And this is a satellite imagery of Hurricane Ida. Concerning as it is, this hurricane is going to be about 250 miles in size when it makes landfall. Look how big it is. No one wants to see this. And this is on 8 p.m. August 29th when it makes landfall. By 2 a.m. August 30th, it's going to be inland. They continue bringing its strength, and that is a monster hurricane right there. So please have a plan ready. Nobody should be impacted this, and nobody should be in the Gulf Coast. They should have your plans, and they should be ready, because this hurricane is nothing to joke with. Let's look at the 815 MSLP here. Well, these are really strong winds. Like, look at this. The winds here, max winds 145 knots. Pressure's 942 millibars. And if you're along this purple, you're going to see a lot of strong winds in this area. Like, this is going to be a catastrophic hurricane when it makes landfall. And the wind field is very large, actually. It's like, look at the size of this thing. It's going to be a large wind field area. This is not good. So people should be prepared and have a plan ready, because Hurricane Ida could get ugly. Dangerous hurricane Ida is. There's a life-threatening storm surge along evacuations along the coast of Louisiana, and you can see the arrival time of winds again. The earliest reasonable arrival time. Here's the most likely arrival time of tropical force winds. By Sunday 8 a.m. you can start feeling those Most likely arrival time of tropical force winds along the New Orleans, Louisiana coast here, and this is gonna be ugly. No one wants to see a hurricane like this. This hurricane is already strengthening now, and there's a hurricane warnings in effect right now. Tropical warnings now because this is expected to be a major hurricane at landfall by 7 p.m. Sunday. National Hurricane Center saying major hurricane landfall, dangerous hurricane, and life-threatening. Here's the key messages in Spanish, and we got the storm surge in duration here, and here we go. Wow. Now this has changed since the last time we viewed it. Now, we are seeing a lot of reds, which is greater than 9 feet above ground. Now that's not good. People in these red areas should have been evacuated. Orange as well. No one should be in these areas of storm surge. This is probably a Category 3, Category 4 landfall. But if it was a full-on Category 4, it was very likely it would have looked like this. Let me look for it. I have it somewhere. This would have looked like this. A Category 4. If it was a full-on Category 4, it would have probably looked like this by now. It would be... almost all these areas would be greater than 9 feet above ground. Like, entire these areas, if it was a full-on Category 4, will look like this in New Orleans. Around Louisiana. Now that's the one nobody wants to see. This is like a nightmare right here. Nobody wants to see this, but we also have a lot of traffic going on. Look at the traffic map on Google Maps. You see there's evacuations going on along I-10 West and I-10 East here. There's road closures here. You see there's a lot of evacuations going on around New Orleans here. And there's a lot of heavy traffic. And it's not just that. But look at this. Gravity waves emerging and emitting from Ida Center. Signs of substantial intensification. Look at those gravity waves. Now that's not good too. Those are... That's showing it's intensifying even more. And nobody wants to see that. Like nobody. You can tell anybody that. But look at we could see that there's an eye wall trying to form here with Ida here. Hurricane trying to intensify more. There's still some gravity waves right there. And yeah, this won't be good. This won't be good. Louisiana is very close. And I'm just hoping everyone will stay safe. Hoping everyone has their plans ready. I hope everyone is aware of their evacuation zones and everything. I just want to make sure everyone is safe, and we'll have to get this information out soon. There is a storm surge warning in effect right now, for Morgan City, Houma, New Orleans, along the coast of Louisiana here, the eastern coast here. We have a storm surge warning going on there. Then the peak storm surge. 1 to 3 feet of storm surge, 3 to 5 feet of storm surge, 6 to 9 feet of storm surge. Then this area, I want to highlight it easily here. From Morgan City to the mouth of Mississippi Bay. Here, let me just draw it. Where this black line is going pointed out. We expect from this black line here is where Ida could make landfall. 10 to 15 feet of storm surge from Morgan City to mouth of Mississippi River. 10 to 15 feet of storm surge. Please evacuate in this area. People should not be in that area. From mouth Mississippi River to all the way from Ocean Springs, 7 to 11 feet of storm surge. Then from Ocean Springs to the Mississippi-Alabama border, 4 to 7 feet of storm surge. From the Mississippi-Alabama border to the Alabama-Florida border, 2 to 4 feet of storm surge. Which I need to highlight that closely. Here's the yellow, and here's the pink there. So yeah, but this area right here is a concern that people should be watching out. Then this area is also another concern that people should be watching out. And the areas in yellow is also another concern to be watching out. Now this is a concern everyone should be watching, as storm surge rainfall will be high. Especially this pink here is up to 15 inches of rain. 15 inches. 15 inches of rain in this pinkish area there, then it could be up to 20 inches. Now, this is a Category 4 full-on hurricane. got a high risk of flooding / flooding potential risk in this area. That includes New Orleans. That's not good. Like, actually, that's actually really bad right now. So I want to see that. Yeah, make sure I got everything here. And I want to make this, and this video is going to kind of be long, but we want to get all the information out on Hurricane Ida soon. Well, I don't know what's with these X's here, but this indicates major hurricane. And yeah. And here's the cone track here. Hurricane warnings, tropical warnings here along this area. 50 knot. If you're, yeah, it's gonna be ugly. 64 knots. Yeah, this is not good. If you're along this reddish area, that includes Morgan City too. 70 to 80%. Morgan City should evacuate as well. I mean, if you're really close to the New Orleans coast here, I am suggesting that people should evacuate. No one should be nobody should be here, and they should have their plans prepared and ready soon and mobilized. Because when this thing makes landfall, it's gonna get real ugly. Next virus is probably strengthened to a Category 2, or actually it's Category 3. It's strengthened to Category 3 with winds up to 115 miles here. Then it's gonna strengthen very near Category 4, 130 miles. Then by the time it's gonna be a long Category near Category 4 major hurricane, 130 miles. Unless it's still Category 3, I believe. Yeah, 130 miles here nearest landfall, very close to Morgan City, and much of the impacts will be felt on the eastern side of Hurricane Ida. So New Orleans, Baton Rouge could feel these strong impacts of Hurricane Ida, because much of it will be on the east side of it. The east side or the right side of the hurricane, like in this area, like New Orleans, Baton Rouge, on the right side of the cone, it's going to be not good when this makes landfall. Then when it makes landfall, it's going to be a tropical storm of 70 miles here, tropical depression when it moves into Mississippi, 30 miles. It will be post-tropical depression when it moves into Kentucky with 25-mile winds. So Hurricane Ida update, there you go. Then we want to move on to the traffic going on. There's evacuations heading west on I-10 here. Cars are clearly evacuating. There's traffic going on. Everyone is trying to evacuate. Gulfport residents are urged to get out immediately. And Category 4 is no joke. Like this person said, they were right, and this is now a nightmare. Get ready and stay safe, because Hurricane Ida is coming. It's coming. And there's schools closed in around the hurricane warning area. So there's schools closed there, so you don't have to worry. And residents are warned as Louisiana preparing for a hurricane coming. So we'll have the latest weather and news details. We're gonna have all the information out here in Invader's weather and news. And here's Gridlock. Wait, unless this is the wrong one here, is it? And this is Gridlock I-10 evacuations for Hurricane Ida's full effect. And this is going on in Louisiana right now. Gridlock from both directions. Yeah, there's actually gridlock going on around both directions now. This is, wow, look at that. Gridlock going on. Now, this is what everyone is trying to, look, there's, roads are getting packed right now because everyone's trying to get on the highways, getting out of here. This is gridlock. And look at the storm surge. And here's a cool graphic. But this is the graphic showing the storm surge. It's up to 6 feet of storm surge. And this is what it looks like when it goes into storm surge. Then this storm surge here, it's gonna be bad. If it goes to 9 feet, it's gonna look like this. 9 feet. Yeah, no one wants to be in that kind of storm surge. This is why everyone should evacuate. 9 feet of storm surge will look like this. It will clearly submerge all the homes in New Orleans. And probably New Orleans might be perished in. Maybe New Orleans could go off. Maybe the levees could break again. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it'll stay strong. But this is what no one should experience in New Orleans. But if this happens in New Orleans, it might look like this. But hopefully, I'm praying that New Orleans will stay safe. The eye of Hurricane Ida is clearing right now. The eye is starting to clear, and it's rapidly intensifying right now to a major hurricane. Evacuate immediately before it's too late. And there's FEMA going on, and yeah, people are starting to evacuate now. Yeah, this is really bad. And yeah, if you see this emergency alert, there's a parish-wide mandatory evacuation that is now in effect there. Yeah, yeah, this is not good. Hurricane Ida is coming. This is a scary hurricane. And here is from James Spann here, and they're forecasting a Category 4 hurricane. The National Hurricane Center was forecasting it, but the models are quickly changing around. And this is a computer model simulation of what the satellite slash cloud cover could look like from Ida. This storm will get big in size. Tropical winds expected 250 miles away from the center upon approach. Wow, look at that. Look at that. That's not good. It's actually really not good when it makes landfall around Sunday, 8 a.m. I mean 8 p.m. Sunday 8 p.m. when it makes landfall on the Louisiana coast. It's gonna be not good. So yeah, and here's the traffic going on along as people are just rushing out of here. Look at this traffic. It's gridlock. There's some cars going in, but you see all these cars getting out of here, and that is why people should be evacuating. And there's already 3 hurricanes that have made landfall around the Louisiana coast, and they're still recovering from these hurricanes. Now, a 4th hurricane that will make a landfall is Hurricane Ida. So we already seen 3 Category 4 hurricanes, and this is gonna be the big one, where we could see more flooding and rain. So Louisiana is gonna be getting hit hard from these hurricanes. So I suggest people pray that their homes don't get emerge or flooding again, because Hurricane Ida is just gonna get really bad again, and it's gonna strengthen by the time I upload this video. So yeah, that's all for Invader's Weather News Special Edition for August 28th, 2021. I'm Meteorologist Invader. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay safe, take care, and we'll see you in another weather update on Invader's Weather News. Thanks for watching, guys.